By the age of 30, he had conquered most of the known world. And then, he had nothing left to conquer.
Power is not given. It is taken, it moves in silence, it controls perception. Psychology of power. Master the mind, control the game.
In the ancient world, power was measured in land, armies, and legacy. Kings ruled regions. Empires expanded slowly, and most leaders spent their lives trying to secure what they already had. But one man changed everything. By the age of 30, he had conquered most of the known world. And then, there was nothing left. His name was Alexander the Great. This is not just the story of conquest. It is the story of ambition pushed beyond limits, and the psychology of a man who refused to stop. Alexander was born in 356 BC in the kingdom of Macedon. He was the son of King Philip II, a powerful ruler who had already begun transforming Macedonia into a dominant military force. From an early age, Alexander was surrounded by power, strategy, and expectation. But what shaped him most was not just his father. It was his education. He was taught by Aristotle, one of the greatest philosophers in history. Through this education, Alexander was exposed to ideas of greatness, destiny, and heroism. He became obsessed with the stories of Achilles, the legendary warrior of Greek mythology. He did not just admire heroes. He wanted to become one. At the age of 20. After the assassination of his father, Alexander became king. Many expected instability.
Silence.
Rebellion.
The time for
collapse.
whispering is over.
Instead,
Macedon
Alexander
has a new
moved
king.
quickly. He eliminated rivals. He secured his authority. And then he turned outward. His ambition was clear. He would not simply rule Macedon. He would conquer the Persian Empire, the most powerful empire of the time. What followed was one of the most extraordinary military campaigns in history. Alexander's strategy was based on speed, precision, and psychological dominance. He did not just defeat enemies. He overwhelmed them. At the Battle of Issus, he defeated a much larger Persian army. At the Siege of Tyre, he accomplished what many believed was impossible, conquering a heavily fortified island city. At Gaugamela, he faced the Persian king Darius III in a decisive battle. Once again, he won. Each victory reinforced something dangerous. The belief that he could not be stopped. But Alexander's power was not built on force alone. He understood something many conquerors did not. To control an empire, you must control perception. He adopted elements of Persian culture. He presented himself not just as a conqueror, but as a rightful ruler. To his soldiers, he was a leader. To others, he became something more. Almost divine. This is where psychology becomes critical. Repeated success changes how a leader sees reality. Limits begin to disappear. Risk feels smaller. Confidence becomes certainty. And certainty can become overreach. Alexander pushed further east. Beyond Persia, into unknown territories. India. His army, however, began to change. Years of war had taken their toll. Fatigue replaced enthusiasm. Doubt replaced loyalty. Eventually, his soldiers refused to continue. For the first time, Alexander was forced to stop, not by an enemy, but by the limits of his own men.
We
This
cross the river
moment
here.
is
This is where we
psychologically
break them.
significant.
Sir, the Persians are too
For a
strong on the
man
left
driven
flank.
by
We should
endless
We
ambition,
wait no longer. Prepare the men.
stopping was not natural, Dot. It was forced, and that created tension. Alexander had achieved more than any leader of his time. Yet internally, it was not enough. On the return journey, conditions worsened. Harsh environments, supply shortages, losses. The empire he had built was vast, but difficult to control. And perhaps for the first time, the cost of expansion became visible. In 323 BC, at the age of 32, Alexander died in Babylon. His death was sudden, and without a clear successor, his empire began to fracture
Majesty,
almost immediately.
To whom do you leave the empire?
Generals turned against each other.
strongest.
Territories split. The empire collapsed.
Must be preserved. You were
from a
nothing but a
historical
satrap.
perspective.
The army chooses the ruler
Alexander
now. We follow the
changed the
bloodline,
world.
not the
He
strongest
spread
fist.
Greek culture across vast regions. He reshaped political structures. He influenced generations of leaders. But from a psychological perspective, his story reveals something deeper. Ambition has no natural endpoint. Success does not create satisfaction. It often creates the desire for more. Alexander conquered the world, but he never conquered that desire. Some leaders seek power to secure stability. Others seek power to build legacy. But Alexander sought something else. He sought immortality, not of the body, but of the name. And in that sense, he succeeded, because thousands of years later, we are still telling his story. Power shapes history, but psychology shapes power.